Fantastic. Hello, brothers and sisters, and welcome back to another awesome episode of Gothically Yours, Professor M. I'm Professor M. In this wonderful episode, I'm going to be talking about life as a goth at 50. Join me. So many of you send me beautiful messages down below, comments I read with joy. I respond to each and every one of them. I feel like I have a very intimate family that comes back time and time again, and it actually overflows my heart to read this stuff. If this is your first time tuning in to Gothically Yours, Professor M, I require you to have a question in your mind or something you want to say. Please leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear from you, and yes, I will respond to you. Now, going on very inquisitively into life as a goth at 50, several of my brothers and sisters have now entered into the goth arena and they're in their 50s. I have one goth sister who's in her 60s, but listen closely. What's it like? This is the hook. What's it like to be my age and still in it? That's the important part and the meat of my sermon. So let me now go a little bit back in time before I go forward. My gosh, I'm 53 this year. But when I was in high school, mind you, I entered high school. Where I'm from in Western New England, they compiled the 7th graders, the 8th graders, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th into one school. So basically, I was at one school for 6 years. So what we consider high school is actually, I was like forever entombed, so to speak, in this one building. However, during that time, about 1984, I had started to be exposed to the alternative world. Now, I have a goth mom, and she is absolutely wonderful. She's supportive, and she knew, even when I was a young boy, that I loved going to cemeteries. I loved it. She was right there encouraging me because she likes that stuff too. She's all about, vampire movies and all of this dark stuff. She especially likes mermaids. Not just any mermaids, like the ones that grab the sailors and drag them to the bottom of the ocean. That type of stuff, the dark stuff. And she's also very entwined with all of the extra materials. I don't want to use the word paranormal, but I have a very loving mom I was raised in a family. However, my father is a muggle. I have something to show you before I go deeper into high school stuff. My mom, while I'm on the subject, my mom purchased me, or got me, I should say, this. That is a brass dish. Not gold, it's brass. Check that out. 3 ravens' claws, or 3 crows' claws that support that dish. This beautiful object is on my office desk at the university, and when students come in, it's loaded with candies and things that they can take when they're visiting me for consultation. So that's one of the objects that I keep in my office. Actually, in fact, I should do a video on my office at the university. It's as creepy as you think it is. Another thing that I received from my family is this. It is a absolutely beautiful damask parasol that was given to me by my family. I hope my spider's correctly up. Check this out. I can hear someone in the background going, "Are you going to open that inside the home or inside of a building?" Why, yes, I am. Don't believe in all that superstitious stuff. We're the ones that make it up. Look at that. It is beautiful. It is black rose lace. Can you see the damask on there? this beautiful pattern. It's all black rose lace. I love this. Am I going to use it? Oh, you bet I am. I don't care what anyone thinks. That's an important element about being in your 50s and goth. You just give up the I care business. You do what you want at 50. You're over it. You don't care what anything, and you move on. Whispers from beyond the wave. Shadows rise and shadows. Going into college was the eye-opening part of my life that I really needed to see. I went to a design school where I thought I was alternative. I had discovered there was so many more people that were way more alternative than I was. I went to clubs. There was a club out in Ohio where I was stationed at school, and it was just phenomenal. The walls were painted black, the floor was painted black, the tables were painted black. You gotta be very careful that you didn't bump into something, you know? And I won't even talk about the bathrooms, but it was a place where the alternative mixed and mingled, so to speak, and I was buying records with my best goth friend Tom, and now I'm, my years are 19, 20, 21, 22, those years of my life, and you're experiencing really unique material, going to record stores and digging through all the LPs and finding alternative music that you never heard of, and looking for stuff from Europe. And we didn't have, this is a time where you couldn't go on the internet because there was no internet. The internet didn't exist. This is a time when you got things out of catalogs, paper catalogs that were printed on like this really crummy newspaper print, and your hands were all dirty and black by flipping through them. And it was also a world where you went to get LPs and tapes, and there was actually a store called Used Kids Records. I'm not joking. There was another store called Magnolia Thunder Pussies nearby, and my friend Tom and I would go, and we would just dig through these dirty albums for hours and hours and hours. But we were in the goth scene, and we were going to concerts and so college and the alternative scene, it was a blast. It was really, really, really great. It was a wonderful time. I had a hard time in college, I will confess. It was not easy for me. But I did meet some alternative brothers and sisters who I'm still connected with to this day. But here, let me talk about life after 24, 25, 26, a little all the way to 30. I couldn't shake it. Like, there's no way out. Like, society will listen to me. Come closer, kids. Come closer. Society will tell you that it's a phase. You can't get out of this crap. Halloween's over. You can't. I can't leave it. You're interested in this stuff, and it's not a phase. And you say, oh, I did that when I was in school, and I got over that phase, that goth phase. Phase? Phase? What do you mean? Were you ever a goth? I've never been able to shake it. This has been my everything, So you either living the lifestyle or you're not living the lifestyle. So you can't shake it. So from my 30s and 40s, I'm still doing the same stuff that I did as a teenager, just with a lot more power and emphasis and finances to go do something. If you watch my fashion videos, I answer a question that one of the Gothic viewers wrote in. It's like, how did you get all of your clothing? Because I went through all my closets. It took me 30 years to build those wardrobes. 30 years it took me to build those wardrobes. 30 years. And I'm proud of each and every piece that I own in the wardrobe. It wasn't snap overnight Temu or whatever that was it Shan? I don't remember. I'm not in the groove with that. But anyways, it's not instant overnight satisfaction to my door Amazon stuff. It is something where I went out and I got it and I wanted it and I looked at it and I collected it and I wear it and I still wear it to this day. Appreciation for what I have, appreciation for my brothers and sisters, appreciation for my lifestyle. Aren't these candles pretty? Look at that. I appreciate the little things. I know that there's someone out there who would just like to spend an evening with me talking, having dinner with me and having tea and cake afterwards. You like that, wouldn't you? So let me talk about my 40s to my 50s.
Come here, my dark prince. Let's make a deal. Set
9 was going to be an impactful time in my life because I had to make some choices. Okay? And what had happened was I decided that on that very moment at 40 that I was going to use that decade to start cutting and removing the things in my life which didn't matter. They were going to be severed. And what one of those things that was going to be severed was the I have to care about everyone all the time stuff. I have to listen to everyone's opinion all the time. Maybe they're saying something that I should listen to. I'm worried about, I want pleasing everybody all the time. Doing something, whatever, responding to them. Stop. Okay, you cannot please everyone all the time. Everyone's opinion, you could just take it and maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. It's just something that someone else recycled. You got to choose the things for yourself. You pull up those things and you have to honestly look at them and say, is this a value? No? Downsize. Get rid of it. I mean, you have toxic friends in your life, you know what? Let them go. And if anyone's watching me, listen to me. The people that you meet in high school, you'll never see again after high school. That's old. The people that you meet in college, if you want to stay friends with them because of things like Facebook and so on and so forth, then that's your choice. But usually people they vanish. They're only there for a small time frame. So what you have over here is a collective group of unique and wonderful individuals that you care about, and they care about you. That's where you should put all your energy into. Family and beautiful friends that love you and care, and you love them. I'm talking about love here. Isn't that a beautiful thing in the Goth? Let's talk about love. Let's talk about love. Yeah, and that's where between 40s and 50s I started realizing, you know what? I was going to downsize and move onward. So with that being said, let's go and talk about my 50s now. So this is my final words for you before I end out my lecture today. The first thing is that the Goth aesthetics are not a phase, number one, okay? I look back at 40 years of this. It's not a phase. It stays with you. If you're a real Goth, it will stay with you. You can't get away from it. You just stay with you. Even when you've been trying to be pushed out of it, you will rebound. You will go right back to it. The next thing is that when I look in the mirror, I don't see someone who was Goth. I see someone who is Goth. And that's a really heavy litmus test right there to see I'm still here. I'm still in it. I care. And I'm loving the younger generations that I meet, especially here online, that want to be a part of this scene, you know? Come closer. All of us, come closer. I don't see someone who was, but someone who is. That's a very important thing to share. Well, I think Cedric and I had a wonderful time. I hope you did too in this very special episode of Gothically Yours. Put on your white face, put on your eyeliner, paint your nails black, put on your best, dark music. Feel yourself at home tonight. And as always, I hope that you've enjoyed this very special episode. Gothically Yours, Professor M.